This is just going to be an overview of the Microsoft Teams application, kind of give you some insight as to some of the recent updates as well as what it really will help you to do. And I need to make a quick disclaimer about Computer Fundamental Fridays, just stating the fact that I am certainly not a know-it-all. So if you have a question and I can't answer it, I'll do my best to research and get back to you with the exact answer or a factual answer as it pertains to any question that you may ask. And just a variety of things. We certainly know that everyone is at a different stage in their lives when it comes to using technology. Some use it heavily, some don't. Some are just beginning. Some have been using technology all their lives. So anyways, we're going to have fun with this. The Teams application, I was telling Catherine earlier that it is seeing a lot of emphasis put into it with what Microsoft is developing. If you haven't really used the Teams application, it gives you a lot of insight. This is just at the forefront. You'll see on the left-hand side is your chat tabs, or the tabs that allow you to switch between the different components of it, kind of like Outlook. You have a calendar. Here you do as well. We're going to go through some of these just to give you some insight, as well as in your profile, where the profile picture goes. If you click on that, one of the features of this application that gives us and everyone that use this kind of an edge over those who don't is the fact that if we're logged in and we're using this application, we pretty much know who's logged in, who's online, who's currently working, and that one of the things is based on this presence indicator. So you can see to the bottom right-hand side of my profile picture, it's got a little red dot, and what that means is that I am currently busy. And the reason that it says that is this application, it directly connects and communicates with my Outlook calendar. So if I click on the calendar tab here, you can see that up top is the day of the week. Over to the left-hand side of the app is the time of day. The dashed line, that is, or the dashed line, that is past history. And you'll see right here where there's a solid orange line, and what this little block is, this is a calendar event that I have scheduled on my Outlook calendar. So whenever that line meets this block, and it is the exact day that we're currently on as well as the time, the Outlook calendar and the app, they communicate together. They will automatically relay the presence back to the application, and automatically, so I don't have to manually do this. Of course, you can change this manually if you want at any time that you want to, but based on my Outlook calendar, it will automatically relay that back. I don't have to do anything. And then if someone else who I'm in communication with or who needs to communicate with me, if they need to see if I'm available, you can see on the left-hand side, these are people who I communicate with on a regular basis or might not have hidden the conversation. But I can immediately take a look, and based on that presence indicator, I will know if someone is available to answer a question. Another neat thing is, say someone is not available, I can hover over their profile picture, and I know here that 1 minute ago Greg Pirtle was available, but now he's not. I can say, let's go up to another person who also has that same logo or presence, is that 2 hours ago Tara was logged in, she was using the application, now she's not. It's been 2 hours since any typing on her keyboard or moving the mouse on the computer that she signed into this application with. So I know that she's not available. You can see over here beside Jeff, if I hover over his says strictly out of office. He does have a reply. This will automatically reply to anyone that sends him. If I send him a message, I'm going to get this direct reply back. So I know he's not in the office and not available. So it's just a real efficient way to know if someone's available, if they can answer your question, or if they're even, working today. Pretty nice. Any questions about anything up to this point?
No.
Nope.
All right. When you use this, in the very beginning, all you really have to do is begin by typing a name of a person who is in our directory. For you to communicate with anyone through this application, they will also have to have the application. They also, I kind of take that back, you can communicate with someone outside your office as long as they have a Skype account. What we used to use to instant message and do a lot of things with was Skype for Business, and what Microsoft has done is taken that application. Your standard Skype for the public is still available, but the Skype for Business that is incorporated with Office 365, they've dismantled it, but primarily taken that technology, put it right here into the Teams application. It's all available here. So if you are working with someone who is out of state or they don't have an Office 365 account, if you want to video conference or even make an audio call through this application, they'll be able to do it. All they have to do is have a Skype account. But whenever you originally start chatting with someone, up top here, this would be where you would put the name of the person, and then after you have one person in your chat history, just click on this new chat button, and then once you do that, it'll allow you to type a name. We can put in anyone here. Let me see. We just have a couple additional people who have joined this week. Let's say Justin Harris. If I click on that, or if I were to click on his name, it's going to automatically apply his name. If you want to add additional people to this conversation, you can do that, and you can also name the conversation, especially if it's a group of people in your staff who you work with on a daily basis, and you're always communicating back and forth about different things, different cases that you're working on, etc. Just begin by adding additional names. You can add as many people as you want to, etc. And then once you have all of the staff in there that you want, you go down, click on type a new message, and then that will create that new conversation with the people who you add. I'm going to take them away, then we're going to go back here to Chris Morganson. So say you have already chatted with someone through this application and you need to add someone. You want to give them the capability to see what you were chatting about. All you have to do is just, once you have selected the person that you have are wanting to communicate with, just go over to the right-hand side and click on this Add People button. And when you do that, you can add as many people as you want to this existing conversation. Or, of course, you can create an entirely new conversation that would not have the previous chat history. We'll just go through some of these additional tabs just to show you exactly what goes on with this. So you can see that Chris has now been 2 minutes since he has been at his desk and typing on his computer. We're currently in the chat tab. To the right of that is the Files tab, and you can see the exact files that have been uploaded or discussed or shared with him. These were all sent from my computer. You can see that right here. Files that were sent from my computer, shared with him based on a conversation that we're having. Some other things that you probably won't really utilize, but it is nice to see, is the fact that you can see the hierarchy of the organization, who our bosses are, where Chris is in line, any additional people. And the nice thing about this is any people that you communicate. Let's go real quick over here to calls. It will have, if the person uploads their profile picture, as well as any directory information that comes from what we use on site called Active Directory. All you have to do is just locate that person if they are have communicated with you, if they are in your address book, etc., and or you can see district offices, conference. There are suggestions that will be available to you, but you can just essentially take your cursor, hover over the person's profile picture, or the if they don't upload a profile picture, that's fine. But once you do that, you'll see the options as well as the details right from within here. So you can immediately click on chat to chat with them. You can send an email. Look at what we were looking at previously, which is the organization. You can also see any activity that was lately performed by them. And then I'll point out over to the right-hand side, based on the computer hardware that you have installed on your computer, you can see that visually right here. If they are grayed out in any way, that means that you do not have the hardware installed on the computer or device. And of course, this application is available to laptops, tablets, smartphones, and it will all utilize the technology and the hardware that's built into them. But based on the hardware that I currently have, I can make a video call with Chris. He would of course need to have identifiable or identical hardware in order to do that. So webcam, I could make a video call. I can also, the really nice thing about this now, especially if you're in court and working with an attorney, or it could be a victim in another area or whatnot, as long as they're using this application, if you need to share or if you need to show someone specifically what you have on screen, because it's kind of hard to describe, you can easily just click on this share your screen button, and wherever you're at, whoever you're communicating with, they'll be able to see specifically what's on your screen. So quick and efficient way to get that information out there. And of course, add people to the conversation right there. I'm going to click on my profile picture right here. Just go through some additional things. We can set status message. That will give others know, just like if you're going to be out of the office and you want to, or actually set a status based on, what people used to call your mood of the day, etc. You can certainly do that. Click on that, type message in here. You can also mention someone else in this little setting, etc. Not sure if that will be really useful for you or not. But some of this is very helpful, especially if you're working remotely. Just keeping everyone connected. Of course, the ability to share files, links, videos, pretty much really anything you want to. You can now do it all right from within this application. And I can see a lot of the integration that Microsoft is doing to make this really a real key application in what their product alignment is. But down below, you can see some additional things that you can do. Let me pull this up just a little bit. You'll be able to see inside of the type of new message box. So you can change the format of the font, set delivery options, so you can make a delayed delivery, which is nice. I use that in Outlook quite often. You can, of course, attach files, send emojis, Giphy images, stickers, schedule a meeting. So that's another nice thing, is you can schedule a Teams meeting directly through the application right here in this toolbar. Stream, and then I'm going to show you here in just a second. I know that Catherine has only 5 minutes left. That we'll do a real quick video call. So who wants to volunteer for a video conference call?
I don't have video on my computer. I have a camera.
Uh-oh. Okay. Well, we need to
Well,
get in communication.
I can try that, but I don't know if you can do that.
You want to give it a shot, Jerry?
We can try. Yeah.
Let's do it. All right. So I'm going to start a new chat. And I will need to put in my headphones. You may, you can just stay on the phone. You may even, I don't think we're going to be really doing any discussion through the app, since this is just demonstration. We're on a conference line, and okay. Let me just go ahead. So I typed your name. Just go ahead, show you a video call.
Okay. I see you. Well,
Nope. Oh.
Do I need to do anything?
No, that's fine. That's fine. Okay. Yeah, it said that you are currently unavailable, so that's fine. We may not directly get that off. Let me show you one other thing, because let me see if I can schedule a meeting real quick. If you have, or say if you're hosting a meeting and you want to record that, if it's an important meeting, you want to refer back to it, or you just want it to be available for your staff. In order to record any video, you do need to create or schedule a meeting. There had been some changes where initially you could just make a video call directly to a person, and it would automatically give you the option to record the video, the streaming, everything that was currently taking place through the application. Now what they want you to do is down where the type a new message bar is, you'll just want to click on schedule a meeting, and then here's where you can just type in the identifiable information if you want, location if you like, channel. You're probably not going to really do anything within that. You can also invite additional people. You can see here I'm the organizer. It's got Jerry listed as the attendee, and then if you want to invite additional people to this would be the area where you'd want to do that. Location, you're not really going to be using that. That looks to our directory for that information, and we currently don't use that. You can set the start and stop dates, and let's go ahead and type in the time. We'll say 1:54. Does not repeat and whatnot. I'm just going to send this off, and we'll see if we can schedule that. So whenever I do that, you'll see that it gives the quick meeting this little panel, and what it will do is several things. I'm going to close this for right now. We'll pull it back. I'm going to go to the calendar. You can see here that it added or created that calendar event. Outlook is giving me a notification reminder about this meeting that I scheduled through the Teams app, which is really nice, and I'm sure you can see that it really uses Outlook for communicating and everything that's laid out, but it gives you one place, two different applications that communicate and give you the same capabilities without having to do it in Teams and then go into Outlook, create it there. It's all intuitive. So here, say if we were to join, you can see me here. This would be where at the very beginning you could turn your camera off. If I had the camera on, this little toggle here blurs my background, makes it kind of interesting looking. And then this turns on or off your microphone, and then if you have a custom setup, maybe some speakers, etc., that you don't want to be used, you can see on mine I have a the microphone that's built in on the camera that I'm using, or the webcam, and then below that is my monitor audio. So you can make an adjustment to that. So if I were to go here, I click on Join Now. I'm the only one here. After I am here, you'll have this little toolbar where you can also do similar things like we just showed before we connected the video into this meeting. Right here, this share button, this is real helpful if you want to, and it's essentially sharing your screen. So just like in the chat session where you can do that, this would be where we're currently streaming video, and I can also share my screen. I can do that by clicking on the button there. If I wanted to do that, I could choose any option that I wanted to here, share anything that was currently available that I had up on my monitor. Over to the right of that is more actions, and this will be where if you want to record that meeting, click on the option button, click start recording. It will then record. You can see some of the other options here for you. And then after the recording has ended, what it will do is put that into Microsoft Stream, which you would access through the portal.
Hey, Brady, sorry to interrupt. I'm going to head out to this meeting.
All right.
Thank you for your time.
Thanks for joining. Absolutely.
All right, bye.
Have a great weekend.
You too.
See ya.
All right. Over to the right of that, show conversation. This would be if you and I were discussing or chatting back and forth. Certainly send that. As we have this meeting, we could chat about something else, multitask our heads away, and see if we can do something else. And participants, you can see now, since Catherine dropped off, well, this actually is only in this meeting since Catherine wasn't in. But yeah, we could have. I'll have to take a look to see what the recent quantities are available as far as how many people can be connected at one time. But I think it really just depends on the internet connection speed and how capable the video can be processed over the internet from the location that you're at. But definitely where you're at really relies, or the application relies heavily on the internet connection speed that you have from wherever you're at, whether it's wireless, Wi-Fi, cellular, or connected by wire. So, all right. Over to the left-hand side, you can see some additional things available to you. If I click on Files, that will show all of the files that have been either shared with me, or that I've shared, or that have been shared with me, and the location where they currently sit, meaning my OneDrive, in a PowerPoint folder, etc., on down the line. And I can, of course, connect to my OneDrive and have direct access to be able to share out anything that I have in my OneDrive with anyone. So you can really see the heavy programming that's really making this application kind of like a one-stop place for everything, really. You can do a lot with this. If I click on the More Added Apps button, you can click to search to find more apps, and this is just the integration with this application and other applications that are developed for this. So if I click on More Apps, you'll see a plethora of additional applications that you could essentially add into the Teams application, making that additional app available right from within Teams. Quite a few listed here. Some may consider it overkill, but definitely gives you a lot of options. You can see a lot of companies program a lot of time and energy into the development of the Teams app, their app, and putting that all in one place and available. Well, alrighty, sir. I think that's all that I have. Kind of just a general overview of this application, and once everyone we're really trying to get everyone throughout the state to use this application. It's just a quick way, avoid having to play phone tag, send an email and wait to see if someone is able to respond, etc. That presence indicator is really, really nice, especially if you're needing a quick answer from someone. Just a very, very nice way to know if any concern that you have. You'll be able to hopefully get a reply as long as the logged in staff is currently available.
I tell you where I think this could have a lot of values in the districts that have more than one office in the district.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And as we just
in
brought
my old district, we had 3 offices, and if we had this capability, it sure would save on travel and time.
Yeah,
So
absolutely. Just the ability to. Yeah.
Yeah, we might try to promote this in those districts, and I imagine a lot of them are Governor Bill Lee's economically depressed areas that he's wanting to focus on. It might be something we could talk about in budget presentations. So you might sometime, if you have time, kind of check and see where if you have any way of doing that, the districts that have more than one office in them, how far along are they on this kind of thing, and get an idea if there's anything you can promote it. If they're not doing much of it, I think they'd find it very useful once they started doing it once in a while.